Take a look at this image. This is probably how most of us would picture a Viking warrior, but in reality, it's completely inaccurate. There are tons of misconceptions about history that most people still believe. So in this video, we're going to shine a light on these myths and uncover the real stories behind them. Around the figure of Christopher Columbus are ideas that he discovered America in 1492 and proved the Earth was round, contrary to prevailing beliefs of his time. The reality is that indigenous peoples had inhabited the Americas for millennia before Columbus arrived. Norse explorer Leif Erikson reached North America around 1000 CE. The discovery myth gained popularity in the 18th and 19th centuries, particularly in the United States, as part of nation-building narratives. While Columbus didn't discover America, his voyages did initiate sustained European contact with the Americas, leading to the Columbian exchange of crops, animals, and diseases between the Old and New Worlds. Regarding Earth's shape, educated Europeans in Columbus's time already knew it was round. Columbus's actual dispute was about Earth's size, not its shape, when believing he could reach Asia by sailing west from Europe. This miscalculation led him to the Americas, thinking he had reached the East Indies. The image of slaves toiling under the hot sun to build the pyramids is a powerful one, but it's not necessarily accurate. Recent archaeological evidence suggests that the pyramids were likely built by skilled workers who were paid for their labor. These workers were probably farmers who took on construction jobs during the flooding season when their fields were unusable. Mark Lehner's The Complete Pyramids provides comprehensive archaeological evidence supporting this theory. Graffiti found inside the pyramids suggests pride and organization among workers, inconsistent with slave labor. Also, recent discoveries at Wadi al-Jarf, published in Papyrus de Jarf by Pierre Tallet, reveal logbooks detailing the organization of labor and supplies for pyramid construction, further supporting the skilled labor theory. Like we explained in one of our previous videos, the Great Wall of China is undeniably an impressive feat of engineering, stretching thousands of miles. But the claim that it's visible from space is simply untrue. In his book, An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth, Chris Hadfield describes how, even from the International Space Station, the wall is barely visible and easily confused with roads or rivers, with just the possibility to see it from low Earth orbit under ideal conditions, as so are many other man-made structures. Yang Huiyan's study in the Chinese Science Bulletin used satellite imagery to analyze the wall's visibility, confirming its difficulty to spot, even with advanced technology. The misconception may have originated from a 1932 Ripley's Believe It or Not cartoon, claiming the wall was visible from the moon. Hey, wait a second. If you want to keep learning stuff to get a bit smarter every day, we wanted to invite you to subscribe to our channel real quick and comment it down below so you get our response. The misconception about Viking horned helmets is a prime example of how popular culture can shape historical perceptions. In addition to Carl Emil Doppler's designs, other 19th century artistic depictions are contributed to this myth. In reality, Viking helmets were typically made of leather or metal with simple rounded shapes. Archaeologist researchers suggest that horns on helmets would have been impractical in battle, potentially catching opponents' weapons. The Gjermundbu helmet, found in Norway in 1943, remains one of the few complete Viking Age helmets discovered, showing a simple and practical design without horns. So, why the horns? Perhaps it was a way to make them appear more fierce or connect them to ancient deities. Cleopatra, the iconic last queen of ancient Egypt, was not Egyptian. She was actually of Macedonian Greek descent, a descendant of Ptolemy I Soter, one of Alexander the Great's generals. This fascinating fact, detailed by historians like Stacy Schiff in Cleopatra: A Life, challenges our assumptions about ancient identities and cultural assimilation. Cleopatra's association with Egypt stems from several key factors. Firstly, she was the last active pharaoh of Ptolemaic Egypt, holding a position of immense power and influence. Her reign marked the end of an era and the beginning of Roman rule in Egypt, making her a symbolic figure in Egyptian history. Secondly, despite her Greek heritage, Cleopatra embraced Egyptian culture and religion. She learned the Egyptian language and presented herself as the reincarnation of the goddess Isis, solidifying her connection to the Egyptian people and their traditions. The idea that medieval people believed the Earth was flat is a common misconception. Most educated individuals in the Middle Ages knew the Earth was round. This knowledge, inherited from ancient Greek astronomy, was never truly lost. Medieval scholars like Isidore of Seville and Thomas Aquinas accepted the Earth's spherical shape. Works like The Sphere by Sacrobosco, a standard astronomy textbook in medieval universities, taught the Earth's spherical nature. The flat Earth myth is a later fabrication in the 19th century, primarily due to the influence of pseudo-scientific and religious groups, and has persisted in some fringe communities today, reflecting broader misconceptions about the so-called Dark Ages. The popular belief that Coca-Cola invented the modern image of Santa Claus is only partially accurate. While Coca-Cola's advertising campaigns featuring a jolly red-suited Santa Claus in the 1930s certainly played a significant role in popularizing this image, it's important to understand that this depiction was already developing in popular culture long before. Artists like Thomas Nast had been drawing Santa this way since the late 19th century. Haddon Sundblom's Coca-Cola illustrations from the 1930s onward significantly influenced the modern Santa image, but they built on existing traditions. The figure of Santa Claus has roots tracing back to St. Nicholas, a 4th century bishop known for his generosity and gift-giving. Over time, the image of St. Nicholas evolved through all these artistic and literary interpretations, solidifying the image of a cheerful, plump Santa we recognize today. This is the end of the video. Hope you learned something new with us today. Please give a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to keep getting enriched from our content and share the video with someone you know will like it.